Court Uncut, what the people want.
Kevin D. Len Thomas.
Yes, sir.
Give me 1 second. Kevin D. Len, are you on?
Yes,
Kevin
sir.
D. Len Thomas, 25B147185. Good morning, sir. Your name?
Kevin D. Thomas.
Attorney Mike Baldwin, House Counsel P 65417. Judge, today's the date and time set for a pretrial. I have had an opportunity to speak with the prosecution. This is the case, just so I can get to establish some background, Judge. This is the case that we had a meeting in chambers with the prosecutor, and I was seeking a consideration for a probationary sentence to match with Judge Hessen's. And Your Honor did not have enough information to make a determination. We're asking the court again to give consideration at the time of sentencing. I also misspoke. It was not a probation violation for having contact in this case based on the allegations that he's about to plead to. In fact, he wasn't even on bond. He was in warrant status. So Judge Hessen addressed that. He was sentenced subsequent to that. And now we're here today. So this did not cause a bond violation, and this did not cause a probation violation with Judge Coleman Hessen's case.
So I'm just going to take this plea, and you're going to ask me at the time of sentence to run the probation concurrent. Whatever.
With Judge Hessen's, yes. It's the same victim, and my understanding is the victim does not have any objection to that as well.
Well, I'm gonna look at the report, sir. I'm gonna take your plea. I'll look at the report, but I don't want you to think there's any promises being made. I know nothing about this, nothing about that case. I don't read police reports unless and until there's a conviction, and that's it. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
So if you plead to this, the possible penalties on a telephone harassment are up to 500 fines, 90 days jail, costs are all those. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
You're presumed innocent. They have to prove you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to remain silent. You have the right to a trial by court or jury. You have the right to question their witnesses, to bring in your own, to use the subpoena powers of the court to bring in those witnesses. If you plead guilty, you'll be giving up all those rights, and there will be no hearing or trial. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Did you go over and get printed on this case out of Brownstown?
Yes, sir. I went over there after my first court date last time. I went directly there. It was a lady officer who took my prints.
Lisa, this is only 2 days old, this lien, and I don't see it on here.
When did he go?
He said he went after.
The day you gave me $1,000. Sorry.
January 29th, he's saying he went.
To Brownstown PD?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I can check on it.
Please. But let me go through and take your plea first. So you understand the possible penalties and you understand your rights, correct?
Yes, sir.
If you plead guilty, we're not going to have a jury trial. We're not going to have a trial of any kind. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
To the charge of telephone harassment, how do you plead?
Guilty.
On or about December 13, 2024, did you have any kind of contact with a person by the name of Siobhan Thomas by telephone?
Yes.
Was it phone calls, texts, what?
Phone. I called to try to talk to my daughter. She's 7, and she hung the phone up on me. So then I called Brownstown Police and had them do a welfare check.
All right. It says you contacted her repeatedly. Is that true?
All
right.
Yes, sir.
Well, I don't want you to answer till I clarify my question.
Okay, I'm sorry.
How many times on that date of December 13 of 24 did you contact her by telephone?
I called it like 6 p.m. and then I called again. The first time she hung up, and then the second time she hung up, and then I called Brownstown Police because I haven't talked to my daughter in like 3 years.
Did you,
Your Honor, I think it was more of the nature of the call as opposed to.
did you, okay, I got it. Did you threaten her in any way?
No.
All right, so the complaint says you disturbed the peace and quiet of another by threatening physical harm or damage to any person or property in the course of a telephone call. Did you do that?
No, sir. I got the police report. It doesn't say I threatened.
Hang on.
Yes, sir. I'm
Just
sorry.
It's all right. Just answer my question. If you think you just went there and you didn't say anything and you called twice and she hung up, that's fine. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, sir.
Call in the prosecutor. Ms. Coley Carter, can you come in here? Your name? He says he just called twice on that date. She didn't, she hung up on him and he didn't say anything. He didn't threaten her. There was no vulgar language.
We proceeded based on the continued contacts of Mr. Thomas. I know you know that he previously was told by police not to have contact with her. He continued to have contact with her.
Your offense date says December 13, 2024. Are you suggesting that it was over a longer period of time? Because he's telling me he only called twice on that day.
I have 4 phone calls on that day, a couple from a block number.
Okay, and what other phone calls did you have before that?
Based upon the other incident that occurred, there were multiple phone calls that police had contact with and told him not to contact her.
And I think the question of fact in a trial is whether or not the blocked number was my client. And he's willing to concede that he was calling this person when he knew or should have known that he was not supposed to be having contact.
Yes, I called.
All right.
I did call, sir. I'm not gonna say
All
I
right.
didn't, but I didn't.
Nobody
I didn't
said-
threaten her.
Okay, but you told me you only called twice, and now I'm hearing something about some other blocked, hang on. I'm hearing something about another blocked call.
Yes, sir.
Did you call on hang on. Did you call on some other phone?
No, sir. I called twice. I called at like 6 p.m. She hung up. I called back, and then I immediately called the police because I hadn't spoken with my child. I called the police officer. He went to her house. He called my phone back. When he called my phone back, he said, "Your daughter is fine. I seen her. I had contact with her." He said, "But do you know that you're not supposed to have any contact with her?" I said, "Yes, sir, I'm aware of that. But, I just haven't spoken with my child." So then he said, "Okay, well, you not have to have any contact with her." And then the next thing I knew, I had a warrant. I had an arraignment for this. But I did contact her.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
Do you think you did anything wrong here?
Yes, sir, I do. I believe she didn't want me to have any contact with her, and I should have immediately just called the police if I was concerned about my child instead of contacting her. But I did not threaten her in any form or fashion. I didn't go to her house. I didn't do anything like that.
All right, okay. But you acknowledge you made some unwanted phone calls.
Yes,
Is that
sir.
true?
Yes, sir.
And it wasn't just December 13th, it was prior to that.
That's what I had got convicted for. I got probation for that. That's what I got Ms. Nielsen for. That's what she's talking about. She's talking about that case. I'm already convicted for that.
All right, okay, slow down.
Yes,
Slow
sir.
down. Did the police tell you that she didn't want you to call her anymore?
Ms. Nielsen told me during my bond hearing, she said I was not to have any direct contact with her, but because we had a minor child together, she put it on record that I could have a third party call and then I could speak with my child. But I took it upon myself to call myself. So yes.
See. So that's part of it. He was ordered not to have contact on the other case which preceded this one.
Correct, Your Honor.
I see. And even after Judge Heston ordered you not to have contact, you still did it, right?
Yes, I called and tried to speak with my daughter. I did.
Are you on probation or parole?
Yes.
Let me ask you this: Were you on probation or parole on December 13th?
No, sir. No, sir.
Anybody force you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
Please accept it. I'm ordering a pre-sentence report. I'm going to give you a sentence date.
And Judge,
Hang on, let me get a sentence date and then we're going to move on.
he's in a facility, in an inpatient, intensive inpatient.
How long are you going to be there?
I'll get out April 11th, sir.
All right, let's set it after that, and you come here
Yes, sir.
after that to do your pre-sentence report, okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
April 23rd,
Okay.
8:30.
April 23rd at 8:30, defendant to come to court after leaving inpatient on 4/11. Were you able to see that, Lisa? I don't see it on here.
I don't
Unless I'm
see it,
missing
but
it.
I'll call over there. They could have made a mistake.
Sir, can I tell you what happened when I was there? She after she took my prints, you guys' computer thing, she was trying to submit them, and she said it wasn't accepting, but then she signed my paper and gave it to me and told me she'd figure it out, and I left. She told me I could leave.
I'll
So
contact Brownstown. That does happen every once in a while.
All right, I'm gonna need you to go back over there and get your print taken.
Yes,
okay?
sir.
If we don't have, so here, do you have a pen there?
I have my notes. I can put it in my notes, sir.
All right, I want you to call probation.
I have
Let me
a
give you probation.
It's wild.
Good, you can talk to her, but why don't you call here the day you get out at 671, it's 734
Okay.
671
Yes, sir.
0201 extension 230, and you can find out whether or not you need to go over that, and you're going to talk to Lisa. That's the young lady on the other line, and she'll tell you whether or not you have to go over there. It sounds like you do. So call her when you're released or the day before you're released and find out, and we'll go from there. You're going to come for your sentencing on April 23rd. Do you have any questions?
And you do want me to come directly to probation so I can do my PSI, right?
After you're released.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
And you can call probation. What did I do? Did I forget something?
The charge.
What?
Where you accept his plea.
I think I accepted his plea. Didn't I accept his plea?
Yes, sir.
I think I accepted his plea.
Thank you.
I mean, that's why I'm accepting your plea. If I didn't say it, I thought I did. Maybe I
Judge,
did.
just one more fact before Mr. Thomas goes, and I think this goes towards sentencing. This is a bitter divorce, so I want the court to be aware of that. They're going through a period of animosity between each other.
I didn't know there were bitter divorces.
Yes, I
All right,
did.
all right, okay. We'll talk about it when you come back. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Thomas.
Have a good day.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Good luck.
I'm gonna
Listen,
take her.
wait a minute. Wait. Who's the
Make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss crazy courtroom moments like this one.